Let me ask you something. If I said the words economic powerhouse to you, what city comes to mind? New York, San Francisco, Chicago. I guarantee you, Minneapolis is not the first thing that you say. And if you own a home in this market, or you're thinking about buying one, that blind spot is costing you real understanding of what your home is actually built on. I've personally handled over 3,600 sales in the Twin Cities Metro. And what the data keeps proving is that Minneapolis is quietly one of the most economically powerful cities in the entire United States, not just the Midwest, in the country. Today, I'm going to break it down for you in plain English. No jargon, no spin, just the real numbers and the real reasons your home holds its value far better here than in most places in America. So let's get into it. So who Minneapolis really is. Let's start with the thing that shocks people the most. The Minneapolis-St. Paul Metro is home to 15 Fortune 500 company headquarters. That puts us 8th in the entire country. We outrank Boston, Miami, Seattle, and we're number 1 in the nation for Fortune 500 companies per capita among the 30 largest metro areas. Let that sink in. United Health Group, the 4th largest company in America by revenue, is headquartered right here. Target, Best Buy, 3M, General Mills, Cargill, which is the largest privately held company in the United States, US Bancorp, Ameriprise Financial, Hormel, Xcel Energy, and Ecolab. These are global corporations generating hundreds of billions of dollars in combined revenue, employing hundreds of thousands of people. The Minneapolis Metro GDP is over $363 billion. The state hit $395 billion in 2024, which was a new record. Per capita GDP sits at nearly $96,000, ranking 18th nationally. This is a wealthy, productive, powerhouse economy hidden in plain sight. So the 5 pillars that protect your home's value. Whether you own a home here or you're thinking of buying, this is the section you need to hear. Over 3,600 sales in the market have shown me that Twin Cities homes hold their value in many ways that most markets simply don't. It comes down to the 5 core pillars. So pillar number 1, the headquarters economy. When a Fortune 500 company does well, the ripple effect is massive. Accountants, IT staff, marketing teams, vendors, restaurants, and neighborhoods all benefit. Now imagine 15 of those companies in one single metro, all paying high wages, all creating demand for housing. When United Health Group grows, it hires people here. Those people buy homes here. That sustained high wage employment demand is one of the most powerful forces keeping home values from collapsing the way they do in single industry economies. IHS Markit ranks Minnesota the 5th most structurally diverse state economy in the country. Healthcare, medical devices, retail, financial services, food production, clean energy, manufacturing, education, technologies. These industries are not all correlated. When one has a bad year, the others keep humming along. That diversity is an economic shock absorber. Minnesota's per capita income has been above the national average since 1973, over 50 years. That consistent pool of buyers who can afford homes prevents the dramatic downturns that wipe out equity in weaker markets. So, pillar number 3, Medical Alley. The Twin Cities Metro is the global capital of medical device manufacturing. Period. End of story. The industry's concentration here is 9.9 times the national average. So pretty much let's just call it 10 times the national average, right? So Medtronic, founded here in 1949, now one of the largest medical device companies on earth, Boston Scientific with massive R&D operations here, over 500 medical device companies and 900 pharma and biotech R&D firms, and over 1,000 life sciences companies total. That network, Medical Alley, spans 800 plus global health organizations headquartered right here. Minnesota was recently designated a federally funded medical tech hub. Medical device engineers, biotech researchers, regulatory specialists, these are high-paying, stable careers. These people buy homes, they stay in communities, and they need to be near the companies that aren't going anywhere. That is sustained structural housing demand. So pillar number 4, the education and talent engine. The University of Minnesota enrolls over 50,000 students. Within 50 miles, there are nearly 50 colleges with over 200,000 students. The pattern repeats. Students come, they graduate, and they stay. Because United Health is hiring, Medtronic is hiring, Target's corporate office is hiring. Minnesota's labor force participation rate runs second in the country. We have the highest concentration of management and corporate headquarter jobs in the nation. Minnesota ranks 6th nationally for patents per capita. That is a self-reinforcing cycle of talent, innovation, employment, and housing demand. Pillar number 5 is structural supply shortage. The Twin Cities market is structurally undersupplied, an estimated deficit of approximately 49,000 homes. Inventory sits around 2 months of supply. A balanced market needs 4 to 6 months of supply. The 2025 median sales price hit $390,000. The average crossed $466,000. That's the highest in 25 years. Homes are selling at 98.7% of list price with elevated interest rates. In the summer of 2025, the Twin Cities outperformed national housing trends with stronger sales activity, faster closings, and higher price increases than the national average. That outperformance is the direct result of the economic fundamentals. If you own a home here, that is working in your favor every single day. So, segment number 3, the industries hiding in plain sight. Cargill, the largest privately held company in America, a global food and agricultural behemoth with operations in 70 countries. General Mills, Hormel, the headquarters of American food processing are disproportionately clustered here. So why does that matter? Because food and agriculture are fundamentally recession resistant. People eat in recessions. When your economy has a significant base in recession resistant industries, that cushion shows up in your housing market. This is not glamorous, but stability in housing market is worth more than any hype cycle. Then there's financial services. U.S. Bancorp, one of the largest commercial banks in America, is headquartered here. Ameriprise Financial, Allianz Life, Securian Financial, the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis serves the entire 9th district. These institutions employ tens of thousands of high-wage careers, and they've been here for generations, and they aren't leaving. That means job stability and strong lending infrastructure. 2 things that are extraordinarily valuable for real estate. What's coming next? Healthcare spending is projected to grow from roughly $4.4 trillion in 2022 to $7.2 trillion by 2031. That is a tidal wave of economic activity flowing towards companies headquartered right here. The medical device sector is positioned for explosive growth as the population ages. By 2065. The U.S. elderly population is projected to exceed 92 million. Minnesota makes the pacemakers, stents, hearing aids, insulin pumps. Those people will absolutely need. The federal Med Tech Hub designation means even more investment is going to be flowing into the ecosystem. On the food side, as global food security becomes a bigger geopolitical issue, companies like Cargill become more strategically important, not less. And the Twin Cities has increasingly become a destination for young professionals drawn by lower cost of living than coastal metros, top-tier quality of life, and a job market that punches way above its weight. Minneapolis versus the better cities. Austin, Texas, the darling of the last decade, the housing market exploded and then it crashed. Home values dropped 20% or more from their peak, driven by speculation rather than a deep, diverse economic foundation. Minneapolis, the 2025 median price is at a 25-year high. Homes are selling at 98.7% of lists, and the market didn't go parabolic. But it didn't crash either, because the foundation here is real. San Francisco, extraordinarily wealthy, but extraordinarily fragile around one sector. When tech contracted, the housing market took a significant hit. Minneapolis, our economy doesn't depend on one sector. The suburbs are booming. The medical corridor is growing, and 15 Fortune 500 company headquarters are all running different, well-written playbooks. Miami, no income tax, warm weather, but increasingly vulnerable to climate risk. Skyrocketing insurance costs, and transient population chasing appreciation. Minneapolis, Minnesota has one of the highest home ownership rates in the entire country. The communities here have roots, and roots quietly support home values in ways nobody talks about, but everyone feels. What I've learned from selling over 3,600 homes. With over 3,600 sales underneath my belt across every kind of market cycle, there is one thing that I've learned with absolute clarity. The Twin Cities rewards people who stay. Not speculators, not flippers, but people who want to plant roots, buy in fundamentally sound locations, and hold for 5, 7, 10 years. Those people almost universally build real wealth through their homes in this market. The economy keeps generating demand, the employers keep hiring, supply simply cannot keep up. Where you buy really matters. And what's underneath Minneapolis is one of the strongest economic foundations in the entire country. Most cities have one or two big employers, and they cross their fingers those employers stay. Minneapolis has 15 Fortune 500 company headquarters, the global capital of medical device manufacturing, the corporate home of American food processing, a century-old financial services industry, a world-class university producing talent every year, and a housing market that structurally cannot build fast enough to meet demand. That is an economic fortress, and every home in this market is sitting inside of it. I've watched this market perform throughout recessions, pandemics, interest rate cycles, and political turmoil. The fundamentals are exceptional. The people who understand that are the ones who build generational wealth through real estate. So if you've been sleeping on Minneapolis, wake up, slap yourself maybe. Your home is sitting in one of the most underrated economic foundations in America. And now you know why. If this video helped you see this market differently, hit that subscribe button. I'm putting out real data-driven content every week. No fluff, no hype, just what's actually happening and what it means for you. Drop a comment below. Did you know any of this before today? Or did Minneapolis surprise you like it surprises many? And if you're thinking about buying a home in the Twin Cities and want to talk to someone, there's a link below to book a free call with me and the HUERKAMP Home Group. No pressure, no pitch, just a real conversation about what this market means for you. The smart buyers look at the engine underneath. We just went over all of the reasons Minneapolis has one of the most powerful and most overlooked engines in the entire country. If you're thinking about buying or selling in the Twin Cities right now, reach out to me directly. Email me at team@hhgus.com. I've helped over 3,600 families find their way through this market, and I would love to help you do the same. Go check out the video linked here to see how this plays out neighborhood by neighborhood. Again, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video and at the next house.